I am risking my entire poker bankroll in Las Vegas this summer, and today we have one of the craziest games that Las Vegas has to offer. It's literally called the Absolute Nuts. Last video didn't go great, but if we play our cards right in this game, we can win all of that money back, plus more. Let's go. We are so back, you know the drill. We're in Las Vegas, we're on a downswing, and we need to fix that. Today, I am playing in a very exciting game. It's the Absolute Nuts game. It's at Resorts World. It's 5-5, and they have some of the most interesting side games you've ever heard of. The 7 deuce game, that's literally the tip of the iceberg with these guys. They're crazy, the game's crazy, and we're gonna have to lock in. Let's go play some poker. Gotta keep your bag safe when you're walking. The snipers are out. The easiest way to keep it safe.
Mid button, bro. You know the mid button?
No.
If you win a hand,
It's just a center game.
if you win a hand, you show your hand and you get rid of the button. The last person with this loses $25 per person. That makes people play hands. Okay?
Incentivized actually.
Yeah.
Yes. In order to get rid of the button, you gotta show your hand.
Yes.
Must
You
show.
need to show your hand.
All right, talk about the penalty for saying the word show.
Yes. But maybe not today.
Okay, in our first hand, we are playing 5-5-10. There's multiple limps to me, and I have ace-king offsuit. I'm going to raise this one up to $80. The player on the button puts in the call, and everybody else folds. So we're heads up going to a flop with about $200, $220 in the middle, and the flop does not come very good for us. It is 9-5 deuce rainbow. I'm going to be checking a lot of my hands in single raise pots, especially on boards like this. So that's what I do. I check, and the button pretty quickly puts out a bet of $100. I think ace-king high can be good here a lot of times, especially in action-packed games. And I have seen some clips of this player, so I know he's definitely not a nit, and he's definitely not a loose goose, but he can be bluffing, so I think ace-king can be ahead plenty of the time here. So I put in the call, and the turn is about as good as we could ask for. It is the ace of diamonds, bringing in a backdoor flush. I think a lot of my hands actually would love to lead out on a card like this, especially if I want to turn like Jack 10 of diamonds or Queen Jack of diamonds that I decide to float flop with into a bluff. Obviously, this is going to be a card that's very good for my range, but I don't lead out. I just check, and he very quickly checks this one back. About $520 in the middle, and the river is an 8. So it feels like a pretty safe card. Obviously, I think I had the best hand on the turn. I may have even had the best hand on the flop, but I am going to put in a bet here. I don't think we can go too big. I think if our opponent has a 9, they are going to be fairly scared of a value bet from an ace, or if I had an overpair that just checked, like jacks, queens, kings, I would still go for value with those hands. So I bet out for $180, and our opponent doesn't think for more than 5 seconds and just raises to $400. But I have no idea what this is, but I'm not folding for basically a min click, I guess. So I just put in the chips, very confused, and I guess the story makes sense because he has 6-7, which, yes, if you're looking at your screen, that is a straight, also known as the nuts. So we're going to lose this one. No worries. Moving on to this next hand, there's only 2 of us left in the nit game, which means if one of us wins a hand, the other one has to pay $450 out to the table, which is something I really do not want to do. And unfortunately, that player is going to raise. We only have about $300 from the past hand that we just played. And I look down at King 8 offsuit. King high is definitely ahead of some of his hands sometimes, and we might have fold equity. Maybe. I don't know. I just ship it in there, bro. Get it all in. Let me see 5 cards and let's pray that we win. and it folds back to him, and he doesn't love it at all, and I'm praying for a fold, but he knows that he is priced in at this point. He has to put in the call. He does, especially with his hand. He has king jack offsuit, so oh, we're not in good shape. I'm a little bit of a donkey, hating my life here, but you know what? Sometimes this is the run out.
Just let me have live cards. Or green tea. One time. Oh, I'm dead.
What do you mean?
You're green tea, you're all in. Yeah.
We can run it twice.
No, one time. Oh, he
One
is.
time.
I mean, one time. Forever. All right, rip it.
Rip it. Oh! In the window. Oh,
fuck you.
Oh my!
So classic.
Ran it once, got the 8.
Run it once, got the 8.
Hey,
This
I
is
will
how
get
I
your green
roll,
tea
bro.
shot for you.
Wait, I have a question, Sandy.
You know what? I'm not even going to apologize, okay? The amount of times that this has happened to me in the past 2 months when I'm on the other side of it, I don't want to hear it, all right? I'll take it, we'll double up, and we're right back in the game. No worries. This next hand technically isn't really a hand. I'm just including it to show you the dynamic of this table. We are playing the continuous nit game. So the nit game is already back on. It applies so much pressure to you and constantly is making you uncomfortable. It is a huge part of this game and is the result of a lot of these hands that we will play. And it's very important to note that. So check this hand out. We are in the big blind with ace-8 offsuit. There's a late position open to $60 and it folds to us. In normal circumstances, we probably could just fold this hand or maybe put in the call. But with the nit game on and the 7-deuce game on and all the action that we've been seeing, this is a mandatory 3-bet. So I am going to raise this one up to $240. And David, the runner of this game, flashes a 7-deuce and says he cannot continue. So he folds. Not only are we going to get rid of our nit button, but we are also going to play some defense against the 7-deuce game. And all of these dynamics are going to lead us directly into the next hand, the next shuffle. I look down at 7-deuce. There is an early position open to $40, and there are 3 callers. I look down at 7-deuce offsuit in the small blind, and I mean, look, if we're not going to play 7-deuce in a spot like this, it's $450. If we win with 7-deuce offsuit, we have to go for it. I make it $280 to go. Everyone, one by one, folds until it gets to the button, and he puts in the call. Oh no! We have to see a flop with 7-deuce. There's like $650 in the middle. Look, I don't do a lot of praying to the poker gods, but if you could do me a solid, I would love to flop like 2 pair or trips right about now. No, that doesn't happen. The flop comes 10-6-4 with like 2 diamonds, and the button just tries to check out of turn, which I think is already a really good sign for our hand. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of theory to be had with this hand. Like, I just want this dude to fold. I bet out of position here. I mean, I'm gonna size up regardless, but I bet $300, and he looks very uncomfortable. And that's when I start talking to him. I ask him,
What you got over there?
You got a pair.
he then asks me,
You got a pair?
and I say,
Oh, what? I'm drinking?
nothing. I say nothing. I'm kind of giving him this look like, this is bad news for you, brother. I don't know. I don't know. I think I like did a really good job in this spot and selling exactly that type of hand that I had. Like, I feel like I was just like, I have aces, bro. Like, you're dead. But this guy was very nice to me, very cordial to me all night. So I didn't want to like be a scumbag about it, but it's like, I need you to fold, bro. After thinking about it for a long time, he tells us he has pocket 8s and he has to let it go. Let's go. I take my sweet time with this one, and then I show the table. I got the goods.
Wait, hold on. So, Sandy, you fucking making it. How much you made?
Bro, why do you never wait to cheers
How
us?
much you made?
Oh, I needed it. What a savage. How does he call?
In this next hand, I have ace, queen of hearts. There's an early position open to $40. A couple players put in the call, and obviously, I don't know why I'm always in the small blind from all these hands. It's actually pretty ridiculous looking back on it, but obviously we're putting in the 3-bet squeeze here. We make it $220 to go. A bit small, would rather see myself go like $260, but no worries there. We make it $220, And then the under the gun straddle makes it $550 to go, and it folds back to me. I think what's most important to note here is that I do not have a knit button and he does. So something that's worth noting is that he has his knit button. So he definitely can be a little looser than a normal under the gun straddle is going to be in this situation. And honestly, because of the fact that I think he's going to be a lot wider, I think it's just like a pure jam. Maybe that sounds crazy. I think ace queen off, like, or ace queen suited, we just got to get it in the middle. Like, we are flipping with tons of his hands. We still have fold equity. Like, he can fold 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s. And obviously, if he has a hand like ace king or aces or kings, like, congratulations. But I think he has tons and tons of bluffs. He can be doing this with ace jack, ace 10, ace queen, like we have, and we can get that hand to fold. And then, like I said, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks, hands that we have fold equity against. But that's not what I do, obviously. I put in the call for the $550 out of position. I actually hate this. This isn't just bad. I think this is just horrible. I think this is a pure jam or a fold. But nonetheless, we're going to go to a flop with like $1,200 in the middle, and the flop does not help us at all. It comes jack, 7, 6, and we're going to check, and our opponent is now going to bet $450. And I think this was, you know, just a little bit too big in my opinion. I really can't really continue with 2 overs and a backdoor flush draw. So I fold, and we get the bad news because he had ace 10 of diamonds. And yeah, I just, don't be like me, guys. This is a very misplayed hand, and I'm still a little bit tilted about it today. So next hand. In this next hand, I have king 10 of clubs and my phone dies. So yeah, I don't know why this always happens, but you're just going to have to trust me. There's a bunch of limps. We're playing 5, 5, 10, and I'm going to make this 170 to go. And that does not deter really anybody. I think we get 4 callers. So we're going 5 ways to a flop that comes very well for us. There's $350 in the middle, and it comes 10, 8, deuce with 2 diamonds. So there's a flush draw, tons of straight draws, and we can still get value from worse pairs and 10x. When it checks to me, I bet out for $200, and 2 players make the call. The turn is a very good one. It's a deuce. It pairs the board, does not bring in the flush. And again, when it checks to me, I think our hand is still very worthy of value betting. There's so many draws that we can get value from, worse pairs, etc. I bet out for $350, and this time both of our opponents fold, which is great for us. We are scooping in a nice size pot, getting back basically what we just lost in the ace queen hand. Moving on and picking up some momentum here, I look down at the beautiful jack king offsuit. Anyways, there's a few limps. We are playing 5, 5, 10, so I make it $60 to go. The big blind puts in the call and everybody else folds. So going heads up to a flop that comes very good for us, it is queen 10, 6. We are open-ended, and this board crushes our range. Obviously, he's going to have lots of draws and some pairs and stuff like that, but happy to put in a C bet here when it checks to us. I bet $60, just under half pot, about 40%, and he puts in the call. The turn is a deuce. Love to see that. I think this isn't going to improve any of his hands, and we can probably get him to fold a lot on this turn, but we're not going to get that chance because he now leads out for $200. I don't know what hands would want to do this, but it's definitely not a super fun spot. I feel like he could be bluffing, but it's also a really weird line to be bluffing with. It feels like he maybe just has like a 10 or like queen jack. I really don't know. This is a bit of a weird one, but I put in the call for the $200, and the river is a brick. It does not help our hand at all. And our opponent now decides to go all in for $450. Not fun. I honestly, like, genuinely in the moment thought about this for about 10 seconds because I was like, I don't know. I feel like there's just like some random draws that he could have that it obviously is not good that we have a jack, but it just felt fishy. Like the turn donk and then just jam river. Like, I don't know, but I fold, and our instincts were right, but I don't know if we could ever call. He just has like Jack 8 for like a missed gutter. I don't know. Nice hand, sir. It was a well-played hand. I was pretty handcuffed, and we're going to lose this one. Okay, in this next hand, this is a moment of weakness. I'll be honest. There's no defending this, and I need you guys to be nice to me, okay? Because I care very much about what you think of me, and I'm a fragile individual. Okay, anyway, so we have the nit button. Obviously, the nit game's on the entire game, but it's down to like the last 3 people, I think, and there's a bunch of limps. Someone raises, and I'm in the small blind yet again. Why are we always in the small blind? I don't know. Why are we in the small blind? And I'm going to make it $200 to go. With what hand, you're asking? King 6 offsuit. All right, listen, guys, I'm just being aggressive. I just want to get rid of the nit button. But the lady sitting next to the owner of the game, who has been very, very tight all night, puts in the call. This is already horrible. This is just really bad. We might be dead. We're going to go heads up to a flop that comes queen, jack, 4. And I think she's either going to snap fold or she just probably has the nuts on a board like this. So I bet small, even out of position. I just bet $180 into about 500, and she raises. So enjoy my chips. I'm a donkey. In this next one, we actually have a real hand. Thank goodness. There's an early position open to $70. We still have our nit button, and we look down at the beautiful pocket queens. Obviously, I'm 3-betting, and we're going to 3-bet large because I've been 3-betting with trash hands all day, and I finally have a premium. I make it $250 to go, and something very bizarre happens. The good player named Hugo on our left puts in the cold call, and this is going to start quite the cascade of calls. The next player calls, the other player calls, and then the original raiser also calls. So just like that, there is $1,250 in the middle. I have pocket queens, and I only have like $900 left. What is this hand? What is poker right now? I don't know. But the flop comes Jack 10-6 with 2 spades. There's so many draws, and yeah, obviously I have pocket queens, so we block some of those draws. But when it checks to us, I don't know how I can do anything other than just go all in. We have less than 1 SPR behind. We have less than pot. Can I ever find any checks here? I don't think so. If somebody has us beat, GG, sir. Show me those cards. I'm all in. And Hugo on our left puts in the call. But he's a good player. He probably has us beat, or at least a very strong draw. Everybody else folds, and Hugo set the trap very nicely. He has pocket kings. Obviously, we could have just got it all in pre-flop, but yeah, stings a little bit. Would have loved to win this one. We're going to run it twice, and unfortunately, as you can see on your screen, we don't get there. We've been felted.
Man, this like winning money thing is really hard. I don't know why. I thought it was easy for a little bit there. What does this remind me of?
Oh yeah! Shout out to our sponsor, Kalshi. They've sponsored my entire summer, and they are one of the only companies that have always believed in me. I'm so appreciative of them. If you guys want to check them out, there will be a link in my description. Kalshi, you can trade markets on some of the dumbest stuff in the world. And if there was a market on Kalshi for what Sethi Poker's chances were for making money this summer, it would look something like this. Seriously? It's now 7%? That's wildly disrespectful. The summer's just... In the very next hand, this is the next shuffle, and I'm just getting my chips in front of me. We look down at King, Jack of Spades. There's a couple limps in early position, and I raise to $60, and we get 3 callers. So 4 ways. I mean, there's just not a lot of heads-up hands in this video, obviously, or in this game, or in poker in general. You got to learn to maneuver multi-way pots, but there's $240, $250 in the middle, and the flop comes Jack 4-4 rainbow. So we have top pair, second best kicker. Please let me get rid of the nit button and just win this hand. When the action's on me, I am going to be betting my hand here. No checking from your boy. It's too late in the night, and I need to win this hand. I bet $90, and the next player to act puts in the call, and then the other two players fold. So we are now heads up, and the turn is a red 10, bringing a backdoor flush draw, but I don't think it's that important to talk about that. On a paired board, I think our hand is either way ahead or way behind, and I think sometimes our opponent just has absolutely nothing, and I know he's capable of bluffing, but I think he can also have a hand like 5s, 6s, 7s that maybe wants to turn their hand into a... I don't know. I really don't know what I'm thinking here. Maybe I could just go bet, but I decide to check, and our opponent checks back very, very quickly. So this makes me feel very good about our hand. King Jack feels like it's the nuts, right? Well, when the river is the 5 of hearts, we now have to ask ourselves, what do we want to do with our top pair? Is there value to be had? I think so. I think, again, you can have some hands like 6s, 7s, 8s. He can maybe have a hand like Queen Jack, or... I don't know, man. It feels thin. It feels thin. He could have Jack 10, Queen Jack, but when he checks back so quickly on the turn, man, I don't know. I really don't know what to do in this hand, but I decide our hand is good enough to go for value with, and I bet out for $400. I don't mind the sizing. I think it's a little bit big considering the hands we are targeting, but if he has a jack, it's going to be hard to fold with the way that the turn played out, especially when I have my knit button. But what I'm not expecting is our opponent goes all in for $850 effective, the $450 that I have left behind. This is my hand right after I got stacked last hand, and now we're in just an absolute torturous spot. On one hand, this is like never a bluff, and he's probably never jamming with like Queen Jack or Jack 10. It's basically just a 4 or nothing, or maybe a hand like pocket 5s or pocket 9s that have a full house, maybe even like 4 or 5, but again, I still lose to a 4. I don't know. This guy is very capable. If anybody could find a bluff here, it is him, and I don't beat value, so I think at this point I'm just absolutely steaming because I think about it for a long time and I just decide I'm gonna put in the call, and like, it's obviously horrible. It's horrible. I can't defend like the way that I played in the second half of the session. Like, I'm just playing bad poker. I put in the call, and he just has ace 4 for, you know, trip 4s with the best kicker. Obviously that hand is good. And shortly after this, I'm just going to rack up whatever I have left and whatever dignity I have left, and it's time to go home for a couple days. As I head to the airport to go and see the girlfriend and family for a couple days, my mindset is not great. In fact, it's probably as bad as it's ever been. I'm getting to the point in my poker career where I'm realizing when you actually play stakes that matter to you and not 1-3, the swings hurt you a lot more. The idea of swinging tens of thousands of dollars every 2 months is really gross to me. And I'm realizing that it never gets better because you're always going to have those swings, and you're always going to have the ups, and you're always going to have the downs. And it's so important to keep your mental intact. And right now, my mental is not intact. When I go into a poker session, I genuinely don't think I'm going to win, and I need to fix that. I know I'm a good poker player. I don't know. I don't really have a positive way to end this video, unfortunately. I'm going to keep grinding, and I'm going to continue being myself and transparent with you guys, but I'm hurting right now. Love you guys.